Good day. We are here to discuss about early childhood. And this will be presented by Ms. Zhaira Amilar, Mr. Lois Kent Balingit, Ms. Kristine Borjal, Mr. Jomar Laureles, and Mr. Paolo Madrigal. And now, before we dive deeper into the topics of early childhood development, let's first define what is early childhood. Early childhood is a stage in human development following infancy and preceding middle childhood. It generally includes toddlerhood and some time afterward. Children at these ages are entirely dependent at their adult caregivers, which includes their parents, daycare providers, babysitters, extended family members, and teachers. Early childhood compromises a number of life stages, marked by a developmental milestone. Here, we define early childhood as the period from birth to age 8. At this stage, it focuses on a period of remarkable physical, cognitive, social, and emotional change. Here are some two trivias about early childhood. Did you know that a toddler's brain gains 2 million new brain cells connection every second? At 2 years of age, a child has more than 100 trillion new brain connections, or synapses. But you will be surprised to know that when the child becomes an adult, more than 50% of these acquired synapses disappear. The second trivia is the first 6 years of life affect learning, behavior, and health throughout a person's life.
Physical changes that occur during early childhood increase fine motor coordination, which it aids in the growth of intelligence and develop continuously throughout the stages of human development. Developing fine motor coordination is important to aspects of life such as playing sports, drawing, and writing. Physical changes that occur during early childhood also include increased gross motor coordination. Gross motor coordination is the ability usually acquired during childhood as part of a child's motor learning. By the time they reach 2 years of age, almost all children are able to stand up, walk, and run. Increased balance is also included in the physical changes that occur during early childhood.
The cognitive development in early childhood. The cognitive development in early childhood is best presented with PIA's pre-operational stage, which ranges from ages 2 to 7. In early childhood, there are some things that we call limitations in thinking. PIA noted that children at the beginning of this stage do not yet understand concrete logic, cannot mentally manipulate information, and are unable to take the point of view of other people, which he termed egocentrism. However, through the use of make-believe play, children strengthen mental abilities such as sustained attention, memory, language and literacy, creativity, regulations of emotions, and taking. Just like a plant growing, there are external factors contributing to individual differences in childhood mental development. These are home environment, quality of childcare, preschool or kindergarten, or are they taught in a child-centered, which is children select from a variety of activities, or in academic, wherein it is an teacher-structured learning, early intervention programs, and lastly, educational media.
Social development. Social development in early childhood is an important part of a person's overall health, well being, and happiness throughout his or her life. Social development is very closely linked to cognitive and emotional development, and together, these developmental markers and milestones build the foundation for developing relationships with other people, coping with stressful situations, and many other skills. Healthy social development is especially important as a child enters school. Between the age of 3 and 4, a child's sense of confidence, begin to develop as he or she learns to do more activities without assistance. For example, sharing toys and playing with other children. They show attachment to that one friend and probably they can follow simple rules in games. Plus, around when they reach around ages of 5 to 7, they start to gain greater awareness of themselves and initiate or join in play with other children and make up games.
Growth is a process of developing feelings and learning how to handle them appropriately. Sadness, fear, and anger and happiness are most common emotions. Every child has emotional needs. Meeting those needs is one of the most important things you will do as a parent or caregiver. As children enter preschool, they begin to label their own emotion and rely on discourse about emotions within the family to facilitate their understanding of basic emotions. Young children first distinguish happiness from negative emotion and then begin to distinguish negative emotions such as sadness, anger, and fear from each other. They begin to recognize this emotion in facial expression, and then as they enter middle childhood, they begin to understand situational determinants of emotion. An understanding of emotional subjectivity also develops as children learn that what makes one child happy may not make another child feel the same way. Emergence of emotional self-regulation is particularly important during early childhood and occurs in the context of family and peer relationship. Often expression of positive emotions and warm supportive relationship between parents and children promote effective emotional self-regulation. On the other hand, frequent expressions of negative emotions in the family and harsh, punitive disciplinary responses increase the experience of distressing and dysregulated emotion that may lead to psychopathology. Appropriate peer relationship characterized by shared play activities and also important for development of emotional regulation during early childhood. Children gain emotional understanding and a capacity for empathetic, helping behavior from well-regulated emotional exchange with peers.
And with that, our presentation about early childhood has come to an end. We hope you learned a lot in this presentation and thank you so much for sticking until the very end.
Wow.